wrapping up our second day of Sumner County Media Days with the Portland Panthers and head coach Hunter Hicks entering his third season at the helm.
That's right.
Starting off a little bit of mixed emotions, I bet. After last year, you guys posted your most wins, the Panthers did, since 2019.
Yep.
Winning season, but just short of the playoffs and very well what could have been a remarkable postseason run considering the team that got in went on that run in Springfield. How did you kind of weigh those emotions at the end of last year?
It was a difficult one, definitely hard. I would say hard because I had a senior son on the football team, so it was just hard to weigh it in. And we went from less than a minute, a little over a minute, being able to be second place in the region to being just out of the playoffs at fifth place in the region. So, you got to take advantage of opportunities, and we can't blame it on that one play. We had opportunities all season long to that way we don't put ourselves in that situation. And that's what we've kind of been talking about all off season, using that just to motivate us and motivate the team moving forward. And we actually use it in a condition, just kind of learning to finish the season, learning to finish games, learning to finish drills, learning to do everything. So it's kind of been our motivation all off season, because I know that we didn't finish one game one night, and it really kind of threw a wrench in what we were trying to do last season. So definitely.
You end the year at Hunter's Lane.
Yep.
Big win for your team, record-setting one for one kid who we'll talk to in Avery Hughes. But I'm sure that was just such an odd swing as a coach and his players, because those players probably, they don't know, they're not scoreboard watching, or you at least hope they're not.
No, it was. We played. Had to play Westmoreland the week before that, and that was a physical game. And we did everything we needed to do after the fact, like I said, to be in the playoffs and to give ourselves. But Hunter's Lane was, because then you're relying on other people, and you don't want to rely on other teams. And I know we were relying on Hendersonville
losing to Henry County, right?
Beating Henry County. They needed to beat Henry County, and they got inside the 5-yard line like 3 or 4 times. They couldn't score. So
how much were you trying to keep? Were you keeping any tabs on that?
There was someone on the sideline who was keeping up with it, because I wanted to be able to tell, let this just kind of get at the end of the game. And I think about midway through the fourth quarter, we knew. So, but it's just to kind of take it all in. But like I said, you don't want to let at the end of a game, you don't want to sit there and put it in the other team's hand. You don't want to put it in officials' hands. You don't want, you want to control it. That's what we work for every day, is to control our own destiny, not for somebody else to. And we were hoping Hendersonville can control our destiny that last week, and that's it. We don't want to put ourselves in that situation again, and hopefully we learn from it and grow from it. And I think we have. I think we've attacked winter workouts and spring training, spring workouts, and definitely this summer has been very positive. So, and like I said, hopefully the guys have learned from it. And it's and this senior class is coming up as a great class already. But the senior class that we lost last year was a really good group. Did a lot of just building what we're trying to do at Portland with the football team and the football program. And the last year's senior class, I ain't gonna say they weren't the most skilled athletic-wise, but they came to work every day, and they bought in, and like I said, and it's made these guys see what it's just buying in and having pride in what we're doing day in, day out.
That was a bitter end to last season for you guys, but I'm sure you can step back during the off season and appreciate what all you all were able to accomplish. How did those players coming out of that and going into the off season, the preseason, want to take the next step as a program?
Like I said, I mean it's one of those things. Now it's kind of like we got a target on our back, and we're expected to win, and we haven't had that in a while at Portland. So it's one of those things, and we're still not there yet, and we got to prove it. But like I said, this team that's coming up, this group that's coming up, especially the senior class, they've won a lot of football games. they've been a part of it. I mean, they've been starting since, some have been starting since freshmen for us. Some of them's been starting, definitely, we had the majority of them starting as sophomores. So they've really had to grow up. And, it's like I said, I've challenged the coaching staff and everything. Hey, we got to be ready to, as a coaching staff, to coach this group up and be prepared to be the good coaching staff for this opportunity. So, like I said, we got to take advantage of it. We're just enjoying each day. The kids, like I said, I could talk and just do nothing but brag about this summer, how summer workouts. Attendance has been unbelievable, especially the varsity, the older groups. They come in and they work. I hear like multiple times last couple of weeks and throughout the summer, it's like, man, that went by fast, or that was, because they're having fun. We're working. It ain't like they're working hard to. If we were there for 2 hours in June at a time, or if we were there 3 hours, we're going right at 3 hours, a little over 3 hours right now. And it's like I said, it flies by. They come in, they know what we're doing, they know what to expect, and that's a consistency thing. So, like I said, they're enjoying the process, and that's what I try. We're on the practice field or in the weight room majority of the time. The game field is just a small portion of it, but that's the portion that everybody else gets to be a part of. But these guys, and that's what I try to teach them, is just to enjoy the time, the opportunity, and the process of in watching ourselves grow. So.
You mentioned the target on your back, kind of that might be coming up this season. Yeah. As a coach, do you welcome that kind of feeling?
It's one of those things. It's hard because it's like we haven't been in this situation, and how do you handle that situation? How do you handle a rough night? Our schedule is loaded. Opening up. Even in our scrimmages, open up with Gallatin. They could humble us really, really quick. They could come out and hit us in the mouth, and how do we respond from that? It's still questions about how do we respond to adversity, just because you're always afraid of how you're going to respond with adversities. That's the thing. Last year when we started off, winning a few games, and it's just like that one game we had a bad half against Davidson Academy, and everything was rolling good, and we had a bad half against Davidson Academy, and it's like, how do you respond from that point on? And that's something we're really trying to work and is developing and getting better throughout the season. Once again finishing the season. So.
Felt like the turning point of your season last year was that win at Henry County. There were a lot of hallmark moments for your team last year. The surprise of the year was, me coming home from a different football game that night and hearing Portland just beat Henry County at Henry County.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest wins in a long time Portland football's had. A few years ago when Coach Emmons was the head coach, going into playing Station Camp. Station Camp was ranked top in the. They were undefeated, and they went over to Station Camp. And my son was a freshman that year, and I can just remember, Portland, and that was a big win. But the Henry County just a little bit different because what Henry County football is and what they have and what they've done to us the years before that.
Right.
To go out there and we just, we played
your brand of football.
We played it. Yeah, it's a thing we try to do, especially when you do with a young team and a team that might not be as athletic as the team across the field. Is you just slow the clock down. You control the clock, shorten possession. Try to take some possessions away from the offense, and like I said, we made plays at the very end. Keelan Dalton back here behind me made he made a few plays that night. Catching the ball. I think our quarterback went 6 for 6, and he wasn't even going to start that night. He didn't figure out he was starting until pregame warmups, and he ended up going like 6 for 6 So it was a good night, and it's one of those nights where everything just kind of fell in place. But then, like I said, it was a scary thing because I knew now, okay, here we are. Now Hendersonville is going to take us a little bit more serious, and that's those things that you guys said. Like we've done that. People know that we, this senior group. If you can think back 4 years ago, just ran through Sumner County middle school football. One side did, the West team did, and the team that I was coaching at that point, East, was a good group. And we competed and we kept games close, but now this group's together, and it's so everybody remembers that, and everybody. But I try to. It's one thing I always say about the team that I had I have a respect for every team in Sumner County, but Hendersonville and what they do from middle school to their senior year and how they develop kids and how they're always in the mix and their kids are always, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get, in at Portland. Like, just because we were good last year, it's because we were good last week. We got to keep on developing. We got to keep on getting better and develop talent. We can't just stay the same. I mean, it's hard to see when we're there every day at practice, just seeing each other and workouts. But there's a school right down the road, every school in this county is doing the exact same thing we're doing. The kids are being told the exact same thing you're being told, and they're being, pushed and, held accountable and working hard, and they're wanting the same thing. They're wanting to win football games just like you are. So it don't just happen. You got to go out there and earn it.
Talking with Portland coach Hunter Hicks for Sumner County Media Days Day 2. Coach, I wanted to touch on one more thing from last season, then we can talk a little bit about what the product's going to look like for this upcoming year.
Yes, sir.
Before your time at Portland, you struggled in your first go-around as a head coach. Mm-hmm. How rewarding was a season like last year with that in mind for you?
Yeah, it was really rewarding. It's to have a winning season. The head coaching thing is it's tough. It's hard. It gets lonely. I mean, you hear that all the time. But it is. I told everybody, after that, after my stint at Heritage as the head coach, that I never wanted to be a head coach again. And then when this happened, Dr. Woods, Coach Emming stepped down. It kind of happened really fast, and I was kind of going back and forth and about it, and it was just one of those things. I knew Portland football. I knew what it was about. I understand the kids. I knew I wasn't the type of person that coach that thinks that, hey, I can just walk in and we're going to be really, really good. I know we're going to have to work. I knew we were going to have to work, and I knew I was going to have to be patient. And so it definitely it's helped me. I mean, there's some still things that still get stressful, and I try to fix, and that I kind of stressed and worried about the first time I go around, but. It's definitely a learning experience, and like I said, it's been enjoyable, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.
Your familiarity with these kids from the middle school level, how is that translated to success from last year and success you're hoping for this year?
Like I said, it's it's.
You have a knowledge of how these kids operate, right?
I do, and it was one of those things. It's when I was at Portland East Middle School, and Portland East at that point in time was the smallest middle school. It's always one of the smallest middle schools in the county, and it was that same philosophy. I knew that we was going to have to take in to what we're doing now. Is hey, we just got to play physical football, play confident football, confident in how you fit, and understanding the game, actually understanding the game, and just controlling possessions and controlling the clock. And what you want to do is you want to give yourself an opportunity in the fourth quarter. And that's how every game's going. I feel like every game will be this year. You just want to be in the game in the fourth quarter and give yourself an opportunity. And some of them are going to go your way, and some of them are not going to go your way. But hopefully more go our way.
You mentioned Wes Inman, the coach that led Portland to its first playoff win in decades, I want to say, then went on to Gallatin to assist for a little while, now back on your staff. In what capacity is he working, and how glad are you to have him back?
Oh, man, he's the whole coaching staff, and that's one thing that's been great is the whole coaching staff is returning. So the coaching staff is staying consistent. That's the thing you sit there and preach to the kids is consistency. So, and that's one thing it really hasn't been. There was a couple years there, and it's been since the early 2000s. It's been just a turnover, coaching wise. But all of my assistant coaches want to be there. They aren't looking for other jobs. They're not looking. They like being there. They like what we're doing. They believe in what we're doing. So that all of that. But having Coach Emmon has been, I tried to talk to him last year. He was having some health issues, and he just couldn't get there. But we had something work out, and I was like, man, and I knew he needed it, and I needed it. We needed it, and it's been great. You can see he's enjoying coaching football right now. He's a great, unbelievable football coach. And like I said, I'm reaping some of the rewards what he started. Before I was the head coach, and I can remember when I found out he was, wanting to go to Gallatin, and I understood why he was wanting to, but I can remember talking to him because I came to help him as the assistant coach, and I said I'm here to help you, and I want to help you, and that's all I want to do is help you and be. And then when he stepped down, I was like, come on now, you can't do it. But no, definitely I love having him around, and he's has a great spirit and great air. It just super smart, super funny. But like I said, it's all the coaching staff. Right now, it's just this whole this summer's been great, been awesome with everybody. I enjoy the 40 minutes, but we kind of get there about 30, 40, some of these coaches, 30, 40 minutes before workouts every morning, and we're just talking and cutting up and something, and then after practice we stay and just talk for a few minutes, but we get in, get to work, and so it's been great.
Let's talk about on the field, offensively, defensively, kind of schematically as a whole. Is it a matter of keeping things as similar as they were last year? Go with what works.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep it simple. It's one of those things right now. It's like you get when you're the younger football team and maybe not the most, not as skilled or athletic or as good as your opponent or whatever. You have to do some tricky things and some things and you kind of get into the habit of not trick plays, but just trying to do things to but we're, now we're to the point where we should be able to line up, do what we, hopefully do what we do, be good at what we do offensively. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to run the ball. And when the run game comes open, the passing game will come open, and vice versa. That's just what we're going to do. We got some guys we can hand the ball to, and they can go, and we got some guys we can throw the ball to and get them in space, and they can go. And same thing defensively. Defensively, we should be able to just line up in a base defense and do that way. They know what they're doing. We're strong enough right now, and I feel like we're strong enough and we're physical enough. And hopefully we're smart enough, football-wise, to just line up and trust what we're seeing, trust what we're doing, and just play football and, a good, solid football.
We're here at Birdie Bros in Hendersonville for the final hour of Sumner County Media Days Day 2. Come check us out either today or tomorrow. We're brought to you by Volunteer Fence, K1 Speed, the Farmers Bank, and Steve Schrum, Simply Home Realty. Coach, where have been some of the holes? It seems like you didn't have a whole lot that positionally you had to replace, but where are some of the holes the staff has had to try to address?
This year, offensively, we lost 3 senior offensive linemen. By the end of the year, it would be 4 offensive linemen because we had a guard. A guy kind of came in late and really, I wish I'd have found, kind of gave him an opportunity a little bit earlier, and it's one of those things. But offensive line wise, just people, but we're counting on some young guys in that area, and then that's it's one of the kind of my fears right now, because playing Hendersonville and playing Beach and playing White House and playing the teams that we're going to play,
some big kids.
The games are going to be won up front, in the middle, being able to play 4 quarters of physical football. So those guys, and I've challenged them. This week I've really challenged them, just having to step up and take ownership, and because our skill guys, they're good, but they're working hard. It ain't like they're just coming and I'm the guy, just give me the ball and I can go do my own thing. No, they're working, and they're and that's one thing right now I can sit there and say these, the 2 guys behind me, the 2 guys we'll be talking later. When and it's probably it makes things really good, and it always hurt. When you're best football players, and this is just 2 of them. I have a lot more.
Sure.
But when your best football players are your hardest workers, and you don't have to motivate them to work day in, day out. They come to work, and it just brings a whole nother level. And that's the senior leadership we have right now. And but offensive line wise, skill wise, some secondary, we're missing some stuff defensively in the secondary. We had to replace 2 corners. I know. We lost a middle linebacker that kind of was the glue, the smart guy of our defense last year. Kind of got everybody lined up front. But we got 4 linebackers right now inside 4 inside linebackers right now that could all 4 of them could play it, and I feel really comfortable. Secondary wise, like I said, a couple spots, but we've moved some people around that playing, but I feel comfortable there. But offensively in the backfield, really not losing much of anything. Pretty much all returning. Did lose a couple backs that gave us some really good reps last year, but it's just one of those things. Like I said, it's we're enjoying day by day, and it's like I said, we know we just can't show up. We're gonna have to work and play good football.
It's a good problem for Portland football to have compared to trying to get to that point.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, it comes and goes, and the level of football we're in right now, and everybody, it's one of those things. Everybody's like, back in the prime of Portland football, we were 3A, we were small, a smaller school, but people don't understand. Portland high school is a big school. Our numbers are what they are. You can say what you want to say, but Portland has grown, and it's one of those things. It's like we're never going to go down. If anything, we're going to go up. You can't come in and split Portland. I try to tell everybody, like they control station camps numbers and they can control schools numbers down here by you move one subdivision, the line off one subdivision that can change. You can't do that in Portland. So we are what we are, and and we're playing big boy football now, and week in and week out. So it's. Like I said, I enjoy the challenge. I loved it when I was at middle school level. Like I said, Sumner County middle school football is some of the best around. It was fun, great competition, physical, and I always sit there and I loved my time at East because it was like, man, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we had some big wins. And like I said, I'm looking forward to having some big wins this year.
A couple of guys I wanted to ask you about in particular, and this is not in my notes, so if it's wrong, forgive me.
It's okay.
But noticing on the Portland's baseball roster this past season, Isaiah Patton came over from East Robertson. Mm-hmm. He's a guy who played baseball and football there. Are you expecting him to?
No, he was on the team last year for a little bit, and he stepped away from football. No, he's not playing football.
Sticking on the baseball roster then, Bill McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Kind of an interesting story there. Is it I think a great-grandfather?
No, his grandfather, Bill McLaughlin, which his name's Bill.
Yeah,
his is Bill Jr. He played at UT. He was supposedly roommates with Philip Fulmer.
Wow.
His dad, Russell, would have been 94, 95 at Portland. I can remember when I was in middle school looking up to his dad. He ended up playing at Tennessee and was on the national championship team as a walk-on and things like that. But Bill has since stepped away too. He's actually a homeschool kid.
I went 0 for 2 there.
Yeah,
wow.
No, he's a home. I love him to death, but they're having, his grandfather did pass away, and his dad's actually having some health issues. So be in prayer for that family. And but he's a homeschool kid, and they're big time farmers. He's driving a tractor every day and doing his schoolwork. It costs more than all of our houses combined, probably. So, he's he's a great kid, and like I said, it was just one of the things he wanted to kind of focus on baseball, and I understand.
Let's shift gears then to kind of the facility updates that have been happening across the county. 2-year process now at Portland. Seems like nearing completion for you to have a completely renovated football stadium at Portland East.
No, it's a nice facility. We were there last night. I go by there every day. It's still an old. I love that place up there. There's always been talk about a new stadium at the high school. It would be nice, but it's just something about the way it feels up there on a Friday night. It's an enclosed environment, so it always makes it feel like it's full. Of course, you got the train tracks around, the fence. There's really not that much open space. A lot of these new schools, they build stadiums, and it's like it's in a big old open field, and you can see the baseball fields, and it's just like it's a big. But like there on a Friday night, it's just. Even the middle school games, it feels like a good environment because it's enclosed. But the stadium upgrades, very blessed, thankful for, and it all. I hate how it happened and hate everything. This last couple of years, I know it's still But it was crazy because we were looking. Mayor Callis, our Portland mayor, we were starting to get bids and things. Like the city was ready to make upgrades because on the stadium and the home bleachers and things like that, and then all that happened at Beach, and which caused all this domino effect. But we ended up getting bleachers anyways. But it's the home bleachers now is super nice, state of the art. Press box, unbelievable nice. It's definitely blessed. They went through the new fence around the game field. Love it because some of the chain link fence around the game field has been there probably since the 80s and things like that. I can remember my stepdad painting it when he was part of the quarterback club. They used to just paint it every year. So it's got some things, but now it's it's definitely doable. I can see it being there for a long time. So
I'm gonna ask Coach Crabtree at Beach and Coach Beasley at Hendersonville similar questions tomorrow when we wrap up Sumner County Media Days. I'm sure you're all gonna give me the same answer. Probably glad to have that distraction out of the way, right?
Yeah. Well, I know I am. They're probably still distracted. But,
sure. That construction's still going on over there.
I saw. I know I seen a picture of Beaches. And that's an amazing. Once again, that's an amazing environment, anyways. But now it's going to be even more. Their home bleachers. I haven't seen the home bleachers. I've seen the visitor bleachers up, but now the home bleachers are up and they look amazing. Hendersonville. It's going to be awesome. And like I said, those bleachers, it's like I know a lot of people are like scared, but man, as soon as they got the piers up, and as soon as that semi drops the metal off those bleachers go up in no time. It's just a big old wrecker set. So hopefully Hendersonville can get theirs. They can get it all going, and I know Station Camp, and just that way everybody can play in their field and and enjoy their home atmosphere.
One more big one for you, Coach, if you would. We're talking to Keelan Dalton and Avery Hughes here in a moment. Some of your top returners, edge rusher and an athlete. Hughes recently committed to Navy. Who are some of your other top returners that you're excited to see produce this year?
Like I said, defensively, I know a couple seniors. Inside backer Sean Sebring, of course, he's going to be on offense, playing that fullback position.
Big running back.
He's had a great offseason. He's actually slimmed down some and looks faster, looks quicker. Jay Burnley on the defensive side at linebacker, and he's actually him and Sean they're side by side at linebacker, and they're rotating at that fullback position. And Jay's really came on. Backfield wise, looking at Isaac Hope to kind of had a year last year where it wasn't as productive, but he's stepped up and he's really taken ownership and his position at a wing type position. Aiden Bell, and Keelan Dalton in the backfield. We got Alex Swift, Emiliano Duke, and we got a new guy that came out for his senior year, Quentin Totten, who's a basketball guy. He came out in the spring, and physicality, he's there, and he might be one of our best. He was a godsend in the secondary, coming and filling it. So offensive line wise, Tough Metter, he's a returning starter. Tony Hand started probably 9 out of the 10 games last year at guard. Smaller guy, but man, he will try to run through any wall, run through anything for you, and he has fun doing it. He understands his role. Josiah Sharklet, can't forget. He's at our tight end position. Him and Avery swapped at tight end last year. We rotated at tight end last year, and he kind of took over the tight end spot. That way Avery could focus more on defense, be fresh on defense, and he's our best lineman. He's a massive kid. He's bigger than both his kids behind me. It's like when all these college coaches come in recruiting, they would know Avery, and they would know, but and Keelan and Josiah would walk in the room and they're like, oh, and they're like, so. But Josiah Sharklet, he defensively and offensively, it's just there's all kinds of Alex Swift at receiver, Kent Brogan High at quarterback. This has been the first year he's always had. As a sophomore, he was always backing up 2 other guys and getting a lot of reps and just kind of always understanding, thinking that but last year I challenged him to take the position. You'll get more reps than anybody else because other people playing other sports and things like that. Challenged him to take ownership of position, and he's that kid he's just a high school football player, and that's what he wants to be. He don't want any. He don't. I ain't gonna talk for him and say he wouldn't want to play college football, but he knows and he understands, and he knows his role as the quarterback is to get the ball to the guys and control and his mannerisms and just how calm he is and how. It's one of those things that kind of frustrates you as a coach sometimes because he's kind of carefree attitude.
I remember you saying that last year.
But
yeah.
but it's I know
nothing overwhelms him.
I know he cares. I know he cares, and I know he wants nothing but success. But it's been great to see him just at his position, and he gets to work and make himself better. So, backing him up right now, we got a couple, but one guy we kind of threw in there is Will Caudle, who's going to be a junior. He was an offensive lineman that's a freshman,
wow.
The tight end, kind of big body, and he's kind of slimmed down, basketball guy. And I was looking in the weight room because we needed and I was like, man, he can play basketball. He handle basketball. He's smart. He's accountable. I'm like, hey, and he's really came on. So kind of excited. Hopefully he can get some reps this year and get some time under center. That way he can. But he's a quarterback on offense, but he backs up Avery on defense. He's a defensive end, that kind of kid. So he's a big body. But there's all kinds of people. Jason Cruz, another senior. I know I'm forgetting. We got Kyron Haley, who's a junior, who's a big guy up middle. He's one of those guys. He can play two gaps, which is always what you want on defense. His body's big, and he's athletic enough to fill two gaps. That kind of frees up people to play. I know Hunter Harper's he's going to be a 2-year starter, 3-year. He started as a freshman, played all kinds of special teams. He's just one of those kids who plays middle linebacker, and he has a nose for the ball. Riley Rubio in the secondary, safety. He's been starting as a freshman. Smaller guy, quickest, probably the fastest, quickest guy on the team, and he will straight up just lay the hammer to people. He's one of the ones he's not the biggest body and kind of gets injured because he does hit so hard, and he does sacrifice his body. Like I said, Aiden Bell defensively and offensively. So it's a good group, and and we got some depth, and that's exciting.
One more fun one, then we'll let you go, Coach. I just asked this for my own kind of whimsy. How often will you throw the ball this year?
It just depends on the situation, the game. Like I said, it's just one of those things you go into. We're not going to be a team we're going to run, and our throwing game will be based off of how people load. That's the thing is we got to do is the better job of is when people do load the box is having a good understanding. The kids having in that. So I think we're getting there. The kids have a good understanding of the passing game. Off of that, the play action pass, because and it's going to be big plays. I mean, our passing game is going to be big plays so hopefully, it's one of those things. Some games like, we can throw, and you go into the game trying to throw, and you can't get, and then you make mistakes. You just kind of got offensive, and that's one of those things. It's hard when you got a group of kids, a bunch of kids who can touch the ball. It's trying to spread the love and give them their touches and things like that. And that's something about Keelan. I always go ahead and brag on him. He's played out of position his whole career at high school. At the high school, he has the body of a receiver. He can go get a ball. He can do. And he really hasn't got to work on his, as a receiver, maybe where he could go play in college. He's not a running back, but he's had to be one for us because we got to get the ball to him. He's got to touch the ball, and throwing the ball to him sometimes you just can't do it. So, but he really grew up last year, and he's grown up this off season, and I'm very, very proud of who he is. And I saw it happening on the basketball court this year, just how he's matured, and he just. Man, he's enjoying it and taking ownership in what he does, and I think he feels it like winding down. It's crazy that he's not getting looked at more, and it's one of those things. I think he's definitely a Division I college defensive player, body wise. I mean, it's the Gallatin coaches were in here before, as they were leaving, and I was coming in with Avery and Keelan behind me, and one of the coaches had to ask which one was Avery. So they're both the same size. I mean, Keelan's the same size, and they work out with each other and they push each other. And like I said, but Keelan's kind of played. But hopefully he gets, this year he's going to make some plays. And like I said, hopefully defensively, he we can get him in some positions to make some bigger. I mean, as a freshman, he led the team in interceptions for us. So he went from secondary. Now he's kind of plays in the box at an outside linebacker, strong safety position, and that's where he's so long and can make things happen. But it's like I said, it's going to be hopefully a fun year. It's one of those things. I'm trying not to rush it and. Because it'll be over before we know it, and we'll be doing this again next year. And I just want to, like I said, you want to enjoy these kids and this group and what they are and what they've put into Portland football so far. From playing Pee Wee football, I mean that's a Pee Wee football team. This group was good. So so you just want to kind of enjoy it when a group like this comes through, and what we hope. And today our seniors took a picture for a little program thing that our booster club's doing. So at the end of practice, they kind of stepped out and got put some uniforms and stuff on, and then our JV and the rest of the group, our juniors, our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors continued to practice, and they were. I mean, it was good seeing that group all together without the seniors, and they were going at it just. But so I mean, this group is showing what we need and the consistency, and that's the thing. I mean, the last couple. Even this senior group's had 2 head coaches. But one thing I do want, it's been consistent is this group, the senior group, has had me in the weight room. I was their strength coach with Coach Emmon his last year. I took over the weight program, so I've had this group since freshman. Kind of giving it over to Coach Moore, the weight room with me and him. We're kind of running it together now, but they understand what we're doing, and So the consistency in the weight room, and that's where the football program's built, is in the weight room, because that's where you spend all off season. That's where we spend most of the summer, and we're going to spend the season in the weight room. We're going to continue to get stronger up until our last week, and hopefully it's in December.
Savor the moment, Coach.
That's
Savor
it.
this season. Thank you to Portland coach Hunter Hicks for joining us for the first section of our Portland segment of Sumner County Media Days Day 2. When we come back, Keelan Dalton and Avery Hughes will join us. And a little later on, Portland principal David Woods set to make an appearance. Stay tuned. You're watching Sumner County Media Days here at Birdie Bros on Main Street Media Television.
What do you look for when searching for a realtor? Experience? Steve Schrum with Simply Home has been a realtor in Sumner County for 30 years. Number of houses sold? Steve Schrum with Simply Home has sold over 1,000 homes. Leadership in the field. Steve Schrum with Simply Home, president of the Sumner Realtors in 2004 and 2018. Awards. Steve Schrum with Simply Home 2006-2016 Realtor of the Year for Sumner Realtors. What do the clients say? Steve Schrum with Simply Home is knowledgeable, professional, and kind with a super work ethic. Steve Schrum with Simply Home sells 99% of his homes quickly and for top dollar, and communicates from the beginning to the end of the process. Your homework is now done. Steve Schrum with Simply Home is the realtor for the job. Call Steve Schrum with Simply Home today at 615-473-6633. Visit Steve at steveschrum.com or stop by and say hello at 118 Saundersville Road, Suite 150, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075.
Volunteer Fence is your one-stop shop for all your fencing needs. If you need assistance with residential, commercial, gates, and handrails, trust the company with over 45 years of fencing experience, Volunteer Fence. Located in Hendersonville, Tennessee, Volunteer Fence services customers in Middle Tennessee, including Hendersonville, Gallatin, Lebanon, White House, Smyrna, Nashville, Springfield, Brentwood, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet, and the surrounding areas. Call Volunteer Fence at 615-822-6530 for a free estimate or visit www.volunteerfencellc.com.
Thank you to our sponsors for Sumner County Media Day, K1 Speed, the Farmers Bank, Volunteer Fence, Steve Schrum, Simply Home, Real Estate, and our host sponsor, Birdie Bros, Chris Jones here, big part in getting us a home for Sumner County Media Days. We thank you so much for having us here. And,
our pleasure.
Tell us about Birdie Bros.
Yeah, so we had this crazy wild idea, my business partner and I, a couple years ago, to bring indoor golf and a sports bar concept kind of together. I've lived in Hendersonville, since 1994, and realized that there's not a lot to do up here, and so we decided to change that and bring a little bit of. Unfortunately, people characterize it as, it's Top Golf, but inside, and that's kind of what we've ran with for a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're a sports bar at heart, first and foremost. And then we've got 7 indoor golf simulators that you can come and enjoy as much as you want, whether it's trying to hone in your golf skills or just a night out and looking for some entertainment with your kids or anything in between. So
can release some stress, knocking some balls down too. Huh?
Absolutely.
I've heard great things about the menu too. Our photographer John Decker said he got an ice cream cookie a
little cookie skillet.
The burger was really good. Tell us about what we've got on the menu.
Yeah, so we've got we actually just redid our menu about 30 days ago. So the burger that he was talking about is actually one of our most popular. It's an American Wagyu burger. It's a big, massive half-pound burger that people really love and enjoy. But yeah, we characterize our menu as an elevated sports bar feel. So there's lots of sports bars, whether it's Buffalo Wild Wings or others in the area. But we kind of go above and beyond with our scratch kitchen in the back and making sure that we're homemaking sauces. We're trying to step out of the traditional as much as possible to give people a different experience. So we're here for that, and hopefully people will come by and give us a try. A lot of people also are very timid. They think that, Birdie Bros, and they hear the name and they go, oh, it's just golf. And it's like, guys, you can come and have a great meal. You can come and have lunch. We've got lots of specials throughout the week, so would love to see if we can have anybody out and see what their thoughts are. Get some feedback.
Oh, he's making me hungry with this menu. Be sure to check out Birdie Bros all throughout this week for Sumner County Media Days here in Indian Lake. A great location, great place for some golf, some food, some drinks. We'll be here all week, but even beyond that, be sure to check out Birdie Bros. Thank you, Chris.
Awesome, appreciate it.
At the Farmers Bank, nothing means more to us than helping our customers grow. We take pride in supporting our neighbors, creating customized solutions, and building strong communities, one relationship at a time. It's simple. We're just local people making local decisions. We're as community gets. We'd love to be part of your success. Visit any of our non-Middle Tennessee locations or visit us online to get started. The Farmers Bank, improving lives in the markets we serve.
The best indoor go-kart racing experience is here in Nashville, Tennessee. K1 Speed Nashville by Will Power is a world-class entertainment venue that is designed to help keep you entertained and engaged whether you're on or off the track. If you want to experience indoor karting yourself, are interested in hosting a fun party for a friend or loved one, or would like to plan a corporate function, we'll be here to help. K1 Speed Nashville by Will Power is open 7 days a week. Visit k1speed.com/Nashville for more details. K1 Speed Nashville is located at 404 Davidson Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Call 615-242-3275 or visit k1speed.com/Nashville. K1 Speed Nashville, the best and fastest indoor go-kart racing in Nashville.
We're back on Sumner County Media Days, brought to you by K1 Speed, Volunteer Fence, the Farmers Bank, and Steve Shrum, Simply Home Real Estate, with a couple of Portland players now. Keelan Dalton, Avery Hughes, recent Navy commitment. I know you guys were arguing a second ago about who's going first, but whenever you do have a Division I commitment come through Portland, it does mean you go first on the questions. Tell us about your recruitment and what led you to make that decision to commit to the Naval Academy.
I really didn't know, I wanted to play college football, but I really didn't know if I could, actually do it till, junior year when I actually had a breakout season, contributed to sophomore season, injury hit, so I didn't really play much. But then it started picking up with a couple offers and all that stuff. And then I finally chose to commit to the Naval Academy because just the high level of academics, the level of football, kind of just the environment of the team, the coaches, and just where it's located and all that stuff.
You got offers from a couple of FCS schools, Kennesaw State, an FBS program you got an offer from. All three of the service academies, Army, Navy, Air Force. Was it significant or important to you at all to go kind of have that commitment to a service academy and in turn kind of serve your country?
Yes, sir. I think it is a great opportunity for me to do something bigger than myself in serving my country, and I just thought might as well do that and also play football in college, get my degree and all that stuff.
Well, you mentioned the breakout year that you had last year. You're the reigning Sumner County Defensive Player of the Year, set a Portland school record in sacks in that last game against Hunter's Lane. First game of the year had 4 sacks against White House, and one of my favorite quotes of the season, your coach Hunter Hicks said, "Avery Hughes is a man-child." You think that's an apt description? What kind of made you so good last year and befitting of that description?
I'd say what's fitting is the man part. I think I'm a man, more of a man than a child, But I'd say that it's just being relentless and not stopping. They might have me blocked by half a man, but not just stopping before the whistle, but going all the way through. And I think that's what helped me get a bunch of my sacks, was just fighting till I hear the whistle until I get the guy.
Now let's go over to Keelan here. Talked about a couple of big moments with Hunter Hicks. Big moments that Portland had last year, one of which being your touchdown catch to seal the win. Huge upset win in Henry County. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about that play?
To be honest, it was just like a blur, really. I just wanted to score. I mean, I knew my team needed it, so as soon as Coach Hicks called that play, I just knew it was time to shine. So when we went across, went outside and stuff, caught the ball.
And it seemed like the defender kind of just you found your way behind the defender, if I'm remembering that right, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, it just caught it, just looked. I was trying to stay up because it looked like I was finna fall a little bit, so I tried to stay up, and then I just stood up and then kept on going.
How great of a moment was that for you guys, not only after the touchdown, celebrating on the sideline, but I mean in Henry County, celebrating that huge win for your team?
It was big, It's just that's a big win for us, especially going to Henry County. That's 2 hours? 2 hours away. That's a long drive, and that's a big team too. So I mean, it felt really good.
Last year, did it just feel like you guys finally proved what you were capable of? You were one play away from beating Hendersonville, beat Westmoreland, beat Henry County. You had a winning season for the first time in 5 years. What did that do for your guys' confidence as players?
It really boosted it. From sophomore year, we didn't have a really great season. We won only 2 games. So to bounce back that junior year with the same guys that we've been playing with for a long time, it just felt good. It just gave us really good confidence.
Avery, what do you have to add to that?
I don't even think it showed a complete picture of what we are capable of. I think that we could have won a Hendersonville game. We could have won that. I think Davidson Academy game. We could have won that. Yeah. I think it kind of showed a little bit of inexperience in those moments, in that we had some mental errors on some losses. But I don't think it showed the complete picture. In that I think we could have won more games, and I think we're going to show that this year in the amount of games we win.
I remember during a 7-on-7 last year talking with Coach Hicks and. Kind of asked what do you think would be an improvement from that 2-8 season, and he said we've been talking about flipping it. Let's go 8-2, and I typed that out a little bit later, and in my head, you just think, okay, we'll see if that happens. But you just mentioned it, Avery. This were really a half and a play away from actually doing that, and then it ends in such an odd fashion, where you get the win against Westmoreland and the win against Hunter's Lane. You're almost in the playoffs, and then you end the season on a win, but miss the postseason. How do you describe how that last kind of moment of the year went?
I'd say it hurt a lot because even though we lost Hendersonville, we knew we still had a chance, and we knew we had to win these next 2 games to show what we can do. And we knew the season wasn't over with, but we knew it was out of our hands, even if we won both 2 games. But yeah.
How special is it to kind of be part of this change at Portland for both of you guys? You know, the past couple of years, you had the big kind of season in 2019, but since then it's kind of been a lull until last year, and now you guys are poised to make noise again, maybe make a run at the playoffs. Kind of reflect on your careers for the football team and the chance to end it kind of on an upward trajectory.
Well, for a long time, like the senior group that we've been with, we just been like since like when we was kids. It's like every year, like the last year, would like go far and win something. So like just to bring it up here just means a lot. I'm just trying to win.
And Keelan, your coach kind of mentioned that throughout your career at Portland, you've kind of been bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. You probably should be playing a receiver-type position. But that's not how Portland plays, mm-hmm. So you've made the most of trying to be a running back. And can you kind of talk about the selflessness that you have to do that and how rewarding it is to see that turn into wins?
Just whatever the team needs, whatever team needs, I'm just there for it. Whatever Coach Hicks needs, I'm there for it. Just put me anywhere and I'll do it.
How have you seen the offense kind of this summer? Mm-hmm. Have you seen improvements
for sure.
From last year? How have you guys gotten better?
We're passing the ball a little bit more, so like that's pretty good. We got more people getting the ball, so it's just like you don't got to key on one person. Like you just give it to everybody. That's really it. Just everybody getting the ball.
Defensively, Avery, what have you seen from that side of the ball?
We've added a lot more stuff to the depth of what we can do. Last year, because we were learning a new defense, we kind of just stuck to like the base in what we were doing, our 4-2, our even front. But now we're adding a lot more. Like we're running an odd front. We're blitzing a lot more. We're stunting. We're moving the line, moving our front from the even to an odd. We're just adding a lot more to the defense to be more unpredictable. So, which I think will help in the long run, not just one person or 2 people making plays, but the entire defense just making plays, making noise.
You guys have been around Coach Hicks for a while, middle school coach at Portland before he became the assistant, then head coach. How does that play into this success? Kind of the knowledge that he has of you guys and maybe the confidence that you have in him?
I'd say you see it mostly in the weight room and how we get after in the weight room and our numbers, lifting, and just also the mobility aspect. He doesn't just lift heavy weights, but also be functional, football functional, and just become better football players. And I thought over my 4 years, we lifted in middle school, but all it was just get stronger. But over my 4 years, I felt like I became a better, just physically and better football player in general, and I saw that a bunch from the addition of Coach Hicks.
Keelan, you have anything to add to that?
No, that was it. Pointed it out right there.
Avery Hughes, Keelan Dalton, thank you guys so much for your time. Great 10 minutes wrapping up Portland football section of Sumner County Media Days. We're going to take one final break, and when we come back, wrap it up with Principal David Woods. Stay tuned. You're watching Sumner County Media Days on Main Street Media Television.
Volunteer Fence is your one-stop shop for all your fencing needs. If you need assistance with residential, commercial, gates, and handrails, trust the company with over 45 years of fencing experience, Volunteer Fence, located in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Volunteer Fence services customers in Middle Tennessee, including Hendersonville, Gallatin, Lebanon, White House, Smyrna, Nashville, Springfield, Brentwood, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet, and the surrounding areas. Call Volunteer Fence at 615-822-6530 for a free estimate or visit www.volunteerfencellc.com.
At the Farmers Bank, nothing means more to us than helping our customers grow. We take pride in supporting our neighbors, creating customized solutions, and building strong communities, one relationship at a time. It's simple. We're just local people making local decisions. We're as community gets. We'd love to be part of your success. Visit any of our 9 Middle Tennessee locations or visit us online to get started. The Farmers Bank, improving lives in the markets we serve.
The best indoor go-kart racing experience is here in Nashville, Tennessee. K1 Speed Nashville by Will Power is a world-class entertainment venue that is designed to help keep you entertained and engaged whether you're on or off the track. If you want to experience indoor karting yourself, are interested in hosting a fun party for a friend or loved one, or would like to plan a corporate function, we'll be here to help. K1 Speed Nashville by Will Power is open 7 days a week. Visit k1speed.com/Nashville for more details. K1 Speed Nashville is located at 404 Davidson Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Call 615-242-3275 or visit k1speed.com/Nashville. K1 Speed Nashville, the best and fastest indoor go-kart racing in Nashville.
What do you look for when searching for a realtor? Experience? Steve Schrum with Simply Home has been a realtor in Sumner County for 30 years. Number of houses sold? Steve Schrum with Simply Home has sold over 1,000 homes. Leadership in the field? Steve Schrum with Simply Home, president of the Sumner Realtors in 2004 and 2018. Awards: Steve Schrum with Simply Home 2006-2016 Realtor of the Year for Sumner Realtors. What do the clients say? Steve Schrum with Simply Home is knowledgeable, professional, and kind with a super work ethic. Steve Schrum with Simply Home sells 99% of his homes quickly and for top dollar, and communicates from the beginning to the end of the process. Your homework is now done. Steve Schrum with Simply Home is the realtor for the job. Call Steve Schrum with Simply Home today at 615-473-6633. Visit Steve at steveschrum.com or stop by and say hello at 118 Saundersville Road, Suite 150, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075.
Closing out our second day of Sumner County Media Days is Portland Principal David Woods, who comes to talk to us about the athletic happenings with the Panthers, football and beyond, as well as his work with the TWSAA Executive, or is it the Legislative Council?
I'm on the Legislative Council.
That's right. So let's start with a couple of hires that you've made, some keynote hires here recently, probably near the end of the summer, or the end of the spring, I should say. Brought on Josh Cooper as your girls soccer coach and now your boys soccer coach. Also hiring Wes Inman back. The keynote one, wrestling coming to Portland High School.
First time wrestling coming to Portland High School. Former beach coach Jeff Roberts is going to come back and start the program.
What does that look like right now?
Not a lot. We just did interest in the spring with a bunch of kids and had them fill out some forms showing interest. Of course, Jeff's got his coach with the staff ready to go. We're waiting on the mats to come in.
Okay.
I found out yesterday they're going to be here about mid-August, which is about right. And so Jeff obviously is going to be a parapro. He works for the city of Hendersonville, but he's going to come up and every afternoon and work with those guys. So I'm excited about that. Wrestling's something I've always liked, and I like it in a school. I think it's going to serve a place like Portland well. We got a lot of kids that I think maybe who may not be doing other things that could do that and excel in it. And we'll probably have some that are going to be, 2 or 3 sport athletes. But it's just a tough sport to get started because you got to have the space.
Right.
The mats are obviously kind of expensive. You got to get some money for those. And then finding the right person to coach. Not just anybody can do it.
And Coach Roberts is a good one to do it. He
Oh, yeah.
he is a legend in the mid-state wrestling community.
Yeah, and I worked with him at Beach. I was of course, assistant boys basketball coach and a teacher there, but then I became assistant principal in the building he was working at. So me and him go back a ways. So I hope it's going to be good.
Is it something that's going to take be a quick process once those mats come in from August to when the season starts in December? You're going to be kind of moving quickly through that?
Yeah, I would guess. I mean, he's going to have to get the team going, and as far as I know, I don't know these kids coming in know anything about it. It may be right out of the gate, or we may have some that have some experience. I don't know. But in the past, we've had a few kids wrestle as a co-op with White House.
Okay, yeah.
And we've done a co-op with Gallatin before, too. So I've had quite a few kids over the years ask for it, and now it's here.
Let me catch onto something you said there, that it's a sport that fits the community of Portland. What makes you think that?
I just do. I just see a lot of kids. We've got some pretty strong-looking kids walking around the school. Country strong, for lack of a better word. Right. So they can put that to good use if they harness it and learn how to do the moves and stuff like that. And Jeff and his guys will teach them that. So.
Talk about Coach Cooper and Coach Inman and the hires that you made there.
Yeah, Josh, when he came to me several years back, he had been coaching at East Lit Magnet and tried to get him to coach then, but he didn't want to do it. He wanted to take some time off and watch his kids come through the high school. And now with Caroline being his last one to come through, he came to me and just said, hey, I'd be interested in coaching if something came up. So I kind of knew I was looking to possibly make a change on the girls' side. Nothing against coach I had necessarily, but it's better sometimes when you have the guy in the house, right? It just helps with the relationships and things. And then we were talking, and he mentioned wanting to do both, and I knew our boys coach probably was going to be done after this year because his son graduated last year, and coach did one more year for us, which I appreciate him doing that. And then Josh is there. He's got experience. He's been around it all his life with his kids, coaching different leagues. So I think he'll be fine.
He walks into a good situation. The girls' team has had a prolific score at Portland and Gorchak Moot.
Yeah.
And then the boys' team with Coach Tuttle coming off back-to-back historic seasons for that program.
Right. Of course, you throw Station Camp in your district, which are the two literally top teams in the state, pretty much in both divisions, or at least
Liberty Creek and Station Camp.
At least top five. So every year. So the competition's going to be strong. But yeah, we've done pretty well over the last couple of years, honestly. And our field, as Coach Decker and I were just talking, our surface is a good playing surface. It's out in the middle of the country.
It's a great soccer facility. If you've never been out to Portland's soccer facility, it'll kind of surprise you. It surprised me when I saw it for the first time.
When I saw it for the first time 12 years ago, it was not that way. So I made sure we were going to get that fixed pretty quick. And it took a couple of years, but we're in good shape now.
And adding on with Coach Inman, just the connection that you guys had made.
Ironically, I ran into Wes at a flag football game on Saturday down at Liberty Creek, and we hadn't talked in a while, and we just started talking. And as the spring progressed, I talked to Coach Hicks. I'm like, hey, what if Coach Inman were to come back? Would you be in? He goes, I'd love to have him here. He goes, have you talked to him? I was like, not really, but my mind was just clicking like, hey, how can we improve our coaching staff? I knew Coach Pasquarello was going to step away, and that was going to be a big loss, but I was like, hey, we can get him. That'll be great. And so I told Hunter, I said, call him up and see if he'd be interested in coming. I kind of think he thought I was mad at him because he left and went to Gallatin, but that wasn't the case at all. That's not how I go. And he talked, and they wanted to do it, so I called him up. I was like, hey, there's a spot. He's like, I'm in. So he's going to do that. He's also going to be part of a three-headed monster doing flag football in the spring.
Oh, so, yeah. Bulking up the coaching staff there.
Yeah. The flag football is going to take
right?
Well, she's not going to do it anymore.
Okay.
With us at the TSSAA passing the spring season, it's going to be so close to softball. She can't do both.
Can't do both.
Yeah, it's going to be a 16-game schedule in the spring, and so Coach Inman, Coach Moore, and golly, I forgot.
Putting you on the spot here.
Oh yeah. It'll come to me in a bit. Grant, Coach West.
Okay.
Those three are going to take it over, and because Coach Ferguson was just kind of helping out. Coach Tucker can't do it, and my assistant principal was actually helping.
Oh yeah.
Coach a little bit, and he's going to step back too. So we'll have a new group for that too.
I'll touch on that a little bit as part of the legislative council, wanting to sanction this sport after its pilot season, girls flag football.
Yeah, pilot season for us, but not for a lot of people. I think Williamson was in year 4, Metro was in year 2 or 3.
Yeah, so was Clarksville.
Yeah, different parts of the state. So we had 130 teams playing last year. So we just kind of had to decide, are we going to do this or not? So they decide they want to put it in. Now you got to pick a season, and TSSAA did their homework. They sent out like a Google survey to everybody, and the majority was, let's do it in the spring.
Yeah.
I think the only ones really that wanted to keep it in the fall was the Knoxville area.
Knoxville, and I think some in Chattanooga as well.
Yeah, they were just talking about facilities and stuff, but it was like overwhelmingly almost like 75% to 25%. So we're doing it in the spring. There's actually meetings going on as we speak throughout the state. Rules meetings about that now because I know the guys went to one tonight.
We talked to Stetson Dickerson yesterday about the different rules that will be coming into that. Yeah. And what was your kind of assessment of how girls flag football did in its first season at Portland?
I thought we did good. We didn't put like a strict, hey, you just got to play this. We let softball players, kids on the track team, and all that kind of during the spring play, and so we had 20 girls. We didn't do a JV team, but if a kid had to miss and go to a track meet, that was fine. We had people, so we let them all play. It wasn't really about, hey, let's go try to win a district championship or anything like that. It was more about just getting kind of our feet wet with it, and there was a lot of interest, so I think it'll grow.
Talking with Portland Principal David Woods on our final segment of Day 2 of Sumner County Media Days. Principal Woods is also part of the Legislative Council with the TSSAA. Coach Stroup, Michael Stroup of Gallatin, shared his thoughts on the one-time transfer rule on a previous segment. Hope you could kind of bring some light to the watchers, to the viewers about kind of what all that entails and how it might impact Sumner County.
We're going to have to wait and see. It hasn't really affected me yet. At Portland, I don't know of one person that's done it, but you could always transfer. That wasn't an issue for different reasons, but you had to basically move.
Yeah, bona fide change of address.
So really the difference is this is a transfer without having to move. However, the school district trumps what TSSAA says. So with Sumner County having 7 or 8 high schools, if a kid has got things going on at Portland and they just want to transfer, say, to White House, well, in order to do that within our district, you have to have the superintendent's approval. So you can't just do it because it's a TSSAA thing, because the local school district will trump that. But there were some stipulations in there. It had to be for social emotional reasons. It had to be for academic stuff. And the school the person is transferring from has 7 days basically to say, yes, this is a legit transfer, they need to go, or they can say, no, it's 100% for athletic reasons, and it can get denied. So there's a lot to it.
And you've had to do your homework. I mean, I'm sure both on the administrative side and as part of the TSSAA to understand this.
Well, there's a lot of states, and the TSSAA, they do a great job looking around, seeing what other people are doing. There's a lot of states that were already doing this. Some were free-for-all. It's crazy stuff. But we did have a couple of legislators down in Nashville that were really pushing for something like this. So our guys from the TSSAA were constantly going back and forth, talking to them, because at the end of the day, if they wanted to make a state law about it,
nothing you could do.
That's it.
Right.
It's done. So it would be better to talk to them and try to work together as opposed to say, yeah, we're not doing that. And it's like, well, we'll shut you down, and here we go. So I don't know if we're on exactly where everybody wanted to be, but they felt pretty good about it, and we did too. I mean, it was one of those things too. We kind of put out the survey, and that one was a little closer. It was like about a 60-40. People were understanding where we were coming from there, and it's not like just us. We had to really take into account the legislature.
That's a really interesting note that you throw in there, that the school district has that final say, depending on the area. Because I did get some questions about that whenever that TSSAA meeting was happening, kind of the after it was approved and talking about the stipulations, is that Sumner County has a different, take on it, and they have the final say.
That's correct. And so take sports out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk about students in general. In our county, students have to go to where they're zoned. If they want to go to another school in our county, if a Gallatin student wants to come to Portland or Portland, they have to do a hardship appeal with our superintendent. He makes that call. We don't do that anymore. Kids just can't go wherever. And that has nothing to do with sports. That's just wanting to go to another school for whatever reason. And sometimes kids do need a change of venue, just like sometimes people need a change of jobs. It's no different. And so Dr. Langford does a good job looking at those, and they have quite a few every year that have nothing to do at all with athletics.
Yeah.
But now you may throw that in there, so that's another variable. It's like, okay, are y'all moving because you want to go play baseball at this school, or are you moving because that school has a program this one doesn't and you really want to do that? So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be doing.
It's a job I don't envy. That's for certain.
I knew when Art Crook was leaving the Legislative Council and retiring, and I knew that was coming. That was going to be, the word was already out, hey, something's going to be coming down the pike. And I got a feeling we're not done with it yet. This is going to be year one. I got a feeling just like anything, when you put it in place, you're going to have to make some tweaks here and there. So I would say next year when the legislative, not the council, but our representatives and senators get back into session, it's probably going to come up again. We're probably going to be talking about it again. There's probably going to be some tweaks to it, but we'll see. I think a lot of people just don't really understand exactly, and I think people are just going to be jumping ship everywhere.
For sure. There's some misinformation on it.
And that's definitely not the case. I mean, there's going to have to be some checks and balances that go along with it.
We talked the TWSAA kind of as a whole there. Let's kind of hone in on Portland a little bit more. Sumner County Schools, part of the field, the stadium renovations, nearing completion. We talked with Coach Hunter Hicks about that. You guys are going to have your home field for week one?
Oh, yeah. We're 97% done, literally. I think we have painting the parking lot and running the internet to the press box and getting the sound system going. But our bleachers are in, the fencing's in.
How nice does it look over there?
It looks really nice. It really does. Now, ours is not as an extensive build as what Beach and Hendersonville are doing.
Yeah.
Ours is more just stadium, and it's bigger than what I thought.
Really?
It's going to hold more people than the previous concrete blocks and those bleachers that were that far apart. I was like, at some point, somebody's going to fall through here, and we're all going to get sued, right? So I'll never forget it, though. Scott Langford, director, now superintendent, what we're referring to, it's never good when he shows up to your office and goes, hey, we need to talk. And it's like 2 days before the White House game. I'm like, well, he goes, yeah, you're going to have to shut those bleachers down. I'm like, we're playing White House in 2 days. One of the biggest crowds we have. So.
Yeah, 2023, that was one of the wildest couple of weeks from the Wednesday before the start of the season when Beach's visitor bleachers collapsed to Portland having its stadium stands condemned, cordoned, whatever the C word was, and then happened at Hendersonville.
Let's just put it this way, it didn't surprise me when they were condemned because I've looked under there before. I was a little shocked we were still using them to begin with, but it's going to be a pretty nice little venue.
In the wake of all of that, one interesting thing that got thrown about was the hope or the plan in the future of bringing a stadium to Portland High School.
Correct.
Right now the stadium's at Portland East. Do you have any information to share on how far down the road that would be?
No, not really. It's just that we do have there was a plan of, hey, we're going to do that eventually. So that's one reason why our stadium is not quite the build that Hendersonville and Beaches is.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of locker rooms, offices, concession stands, that thing together there. We don't need that. So that would be if it comes to the school, because we have plenty of land out there to do that. Mm-hmm. And it really needs to be done. We need a track. There's no track in the northern end of the county. We got kids running track. The middle school comes over and uses all. We need to get that done. There's been resistance in the Portland community because
there's so much history,
tradition, and I totally understand that. But at the same time, when you see everything going around you being built brand new and big, and at some point you just got to say, hey, look, we need to join that party. So, and I'm on board for that. And I know there's some that aren't, but I think more and more people, as they've kind of seen things being built like a Liberty Creek or all the turf fields going in Metro, or if you go to Wilson County now and see everything, you're like, hey, look, it's time. So I'm hoping before I retire. The plan was phase 1, phase 2, 3 to 4 years down the road. Yep. So, usually that turns into 6 to 8, 8 to 10, so we'll see. But
let me throw this at you. The turf that you kind of mentioned there.
Yeah.
Beach is the only team in the county that has that currently.
Right.
If Portland were to ever entertain a turf field, would that come at the high school?
I would hope so.
As opposed to the middle school?
They're everywhere. I live in Bowling Green in Warren County. 6 high schools there, they've all got them. All turf fields. Baseball's turf field. There's soccer and lacrosse are all turf. Everybody's going. It just keeps you from the, and Hunter will tell you, the field maintenance.
Yeah.
All the mowing, all the painting, all the spraying, all the seeding, all the watering. I mean, we were talking today about irrigation. You don't have to worry about that stuff. So it's an investment, but you're paying for it anyway. It's just a little over time, and you've got all these guys doing that work. So, and you can play more than one sport on it, right? You could have it lined for flag football. You could have it lined for soccer.
Yeah.
You're talking, JP2 was in here earlier. You got, they got lacrosse on there.
Left off. Beach the only public school. I should put that caveat. JP2
but it's going around us.
I
mean, Williamson County, they're all getting it. Metro, Wilson County, it's happening around us. So it's just a matter of time.
A couple more for Portland Principal David Woods, then we'll close out our second day of Sumner County Media Days. Portland Athletics have a high bar to eclipse based off of last year. Girls basketball team made the state tournament. The softball team made it to the sectional for the first time in years. We mentioned the success of the soccer teams and football coming off a banner year 2. Feels like a good time to kind of have say-so over the athletics around Portland High School.
Yeah, football was bittersweet. It's awful bad when you win your last game 42-7 and say, hey, no playoffs.
Right, yeah.
So there's a bit of a bad taste in the mouth there. So I know the coaches and the guys you had in, they're wanting to redeem themselves there and make the playoffs this year. And the regions changed. We're losing Springfield. We're bringing in Station Camp. We're losing Henry County.
Yep.
They're going back to where they probably should have been all along with the Clarksville schools. So we've got a tough region with Beach, Hendersonville, Station Camp ourselves, and Hunters Lane. But looking forward to a good season there. Obviously, with the girls basketball, Taya graduating is big.
Great player.
But Gorchek and Nylock are back, and those two are really good players.
Great athletes.
So I think Scott's looking for a good year. I know Coach Ferg had all those guys last year, juniors, trying to figure out their roles when Chase Runyon and JoJo left.
Right.
And they got better as the year went on, and they're all back. So I think that's going to be a pretty good season coming up for them. Who knows with the softball and baseball? You never know. Softball was not doing well at all.
And then just turned it around
at the exact right time. All of a sudden started winning and beating people, and then, went on a run. They ran into Creekwood. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Great team.
So it's not that we lost that game. Creekwood won it. They were just better. And Tanisha would tell you that. But, it was fun last year for sure. So looking to build on it.
We'll wrap up with this one. This is my own, those close with me know my own thoughts on this. This is something that seemingly picked up in the middle of basketball season. P-Town? This branding that you guys have? It's Portland, Tennessee, but we've got P-Town as kind of an insignia.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to blame John Ferguson for that. I don't really know where it came from. I got a sweatshirt on my desk one day that said, Coach Ferguson said, here's yours. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I mean, it was a few years back when we were in a football region with the Firebirds. What's there down in Nashville?
Pearl
Cone, yeah. They had something like that kind of going on down there. So I don't know if we stole it from them or what, but I'm going to blame it on John Ferguson. So.
Big fan of Coach Ferguson. My personal feeling's not a big fan of P-Town. It's Portland.
Listen.
I don't know if P-Land would look better on a sweatshirt. I understand the thinking, but just from a journalist perspective, this is what I think about.
The kids love it.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
The kids like it.
If the kids love it and feel good about it, go for it.
Thank you so much to Principal David Woods for that reminder and for joining us for our second day of Sumner County Media Days. Thank you to JP2, Gallatin, and Portland as a whole for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Birdie Bros again for hosting. Thank you to Volunteer Fence, K1 Speed, the Farmers Bank, Steve Schrum, Simply Home Realty. Did not say this yesterday. Thank you to Alan, the man making the magic happen back there. Our producers also around Main Street Media helping get this live and produced. We'll be back tomorrow. Westmoreland has an early show, followed by Beach at 5:30. Hendersonville closes us out at 7, barring that I have a voice by then. We'll see you back here 2 o'clock, I think, in Hendersonville. Thank you so much. Closing out Sumner County Media Days, Main Street Media Television.